Absolute value of x plus 1. This is not hard.
David. I like the one. Yeah, because it's like algebra.
Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to graph this. Now, this is called a piecewise function. This is not new. Okay, this right over here is not part of the functions. It tells you what part of the x-axis to graph which function on. So on the x-axis, I'm going to have two functions. These are my two functions, always, and I could have three. So whenever x is less than 1, so here's 1, whenever x is less than 1, which is over here, I'm going to graph that function. And whenever x is greater than 1, so like at 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to graph this function. Tell me what shape this one is. It's a V. Okay, but you know what? I really don't need to worry about that when I'm graphing a piecewise function. Once I decide where it splits, then all I have to do is plug in all of these numbers on the x-axis. So I'm going to plug 0 in here. What's the absolute value of 0 plus 1? 1. Okay. I also want to plug 1 in. Why do I want to plug 1 in, or why wouldn't I want to plug 1 in? Go ahead. To see where it's going here. Okay, so if I put 1 in, the absolute value of 1 plus 1? 2. Okay, so now put negative 1 in. 2. And put negative 2 in. Okay, now why am I only putting all of these into here again? Why am I only putting these numbers into this one? Edward, why? Yeah, because we are only graphing that for x less than 1. Okay, so put negative 2 in, I get 3. So do we get an idea of what the graph looks like over there? Yeah. Okay, do I extend it over here? No. This is the cutoff. It stops here. So now I want to graph this function starting at 1. So I'm still going to put 1 in. What do I get? 0. And then I put 2 in. Negative 1, and then I put 3 in. Okay, and so it's going to look like that. What? Very good, you're way ahead of me. Okay, shouldn't the one, now which one? This one or this one? The top one. Why should the top one be an open circle? Because it's not included. Okay, but you need that point there so you know, like, see how they're disconnected? Is that okay that they're disconnected? Yeah, that's fine. This is a piecewise function. It's made up of pieces of other functions. Okay, so we sketched the graph, and now we need to do the same thing we did on the other problems before. Okay. Now, what could I use to find these two values, to find f of negative 3 and f of 1? What could I use? I could use the graph. Yes, I could use the graph. Or I could use, what did you say, the top one? The bottom one? Well, let's focus on this. If I wanted to use the equations and not the graphs, where would I put negative 3? For all of the x's? For this one and this one? Where can I put negative 3 in? What function can I put negative 3 into? This one or this one? Why? It's less than 1. This applies not only to the graph, but to when we plug function values in as well. So we have to pay attention. I can only plug numbers less than 1 into this one. Negative 3 is less than 1. So I need to plug negative 3 into that part of the function. So what would the output be? 4. All right, so now I'm going to plug 1 in. Now where can I plug 1 in? No, not both of them. The other one, because why? It includes one. Do you know what this line under here means? Do you remember what that means? Or equal to 1. This just being less than 1 doesn't include 1. So this has to go into that equation. And that gives you what? 0. So this is saying the ordered pair -3, 4 is on the graph, and this is saying the ordered pair 1, 0 is on the graph. So look at the graph again. Was the ordered pair -3, 4 on the graph? And the ordered pair 1, 0? See, these should go with the graph. All right, so now how are you going to find f of b squared plus 1?
Would it be the second one?
Why the second one?
A square has to be positive number plus 1.
Fantastic, you're really thinking. How do you know where to plug this one into? Okay, her thought is, okay, you already have 1, right? You know you have 1, and whatever you would put in for b and square it, what's it going to end up being? Positive. So where is b squared plus 1 going to go? It's got to go right in there. And what's going to be replaced with b squared plus 1? X. So I'm going to have negative b squared plus 1 plus 1. Should I simplify that? Yes. How? Distribute. And then combine like terms. What do you get? Negative b squared. All right. So that's all for the notes today.